Hi guys, and welcome to the third tutorial of today. This is Ashley. Hello Ashley.
Hello.
So what we're going to do with Ashley, I've prepped her hair first, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the prep and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do next. So I'll turn her around so that you can just see. I'll take the brake off the chair, that would help. Turn her around. So we've crimped the root area again. Again, this is to kind of help create more guts and texture. So to create the texture and the curl in Ashley's hair, we use the GHD styling iron. Now clients ask me about this a lot. They find it quite difficult to get the technique of this right. So I'm going to take you through it. I hold the irons with the tip of the iron pointing to the floor. I put it in about 2 inches away from the root and I turn the iron continually until I have all the hair fed in the iron, and then I let go and it creates this soft, loose wave. And that is basically how you do it. I'm going to use a little bit of balm to dress this out. So rub it into my hands again. So this is the same balm that I've used throughout these tutorials. So starting in the back area, working the product through, and then work from the front area back. First of all, I want to get more kind of texture into the root of Ashley's hair. So I'm going to start where the crimped hair is, and I'm going to use the Unite liquid dust, and I'm going to spray that into the root. With this parting, I'm just kind of pushing it out, back, so it still has a little bit of kind of lift in it. So going back to this crown area, I'm just going to back comb this area slightly, back brush it with the brush. So what I want to do is to get a slight roundness right in this kind of height area. So the whole section is going to be almost like a horseshoe shape. Now there's one reason for that. When we get height over the crown, I think the most important thing is that it has a really nice rounded shape, because Ashley's nodding her head, she agrees. Because I think what you don't want, is a point. So once you've got the pins where you want them, I'll then just push and play until I get the kind of height that I'm looking for. And then I will use a little bit of volumizing powder. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take another section and I'm actually going to roll it the other way. So it sits actually on top, or it sits underneath. So I'm going to turn you around and you can see what we're actually doing with Ashley's hair. So we created height in that first section. The second section, which I back brushed as well, I've rolled up the way to meet the crown area. My next section is going to be rolled under again. I'm using my finger and rolling the hair around it, doing it lightly so I can release my finger. I'm quite sure Ashley doesn't want me wandering around with her on a night out with my fingers still in her hair. So keep it nice and loose when you're doing it. We spoke earlier in the tutorial about having a mirror behind you as well as a mirror that you're looking at, so you can actually see, what you're actually doing. So I'm quite liking the idea of bringing little bits of hair and crossing them over between the joins of the rolls that we've put in. Now, what I really want to avoid is this scraped tight parting kind of feel. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just gently back brush the underneath area of Ashley's hair. Now you'll see as I'm doing this, see all the body that's in her hair from the curling at first. Now I think the thing to remember is the less movement or curl in the hair and the less lift you have in the roots, the tighter your hair will be. What I want to do is kind of still continue with this kind of rolled idea. So I've pulled the hair back. I've got the back brushing underneath, so it's helping to give it the volume. And then I'm twisting it. Now, when I twist, I'm twisting it clockwise on this side so that I get this kind of volume right in the hair so it doesn't sit too tight. And as you can see, I've kind of left little bits of hair out there. So I'm pulling that crown area as I'm doing this because I want to make sure that the crown and the side flow together. So I've done enough here. I don't want to do any more because I think I'll then just overdo it. And I think again, that's the thing when you're putting your hair up. When you get to a point and you say, I like that, you should stop. Because if you keep on going, you'll end up, not liking it because you'll have done too much. So the minute you think, yeah, that's great, leave it. Don't do any more. So I'll just recap. So prepped Ashley's hair using the GHD styling iron. Put movement into it. I prepped the hair with styling spray first. Then dressed out with my fingers. Then I used a volumizing powder. Twisted it into 4 rolls at the back and then pinned the hair into the roll and did the same on the sides by twisting it to create a sort of rolled effect and then pinned that into the back and left little pieces out. So Ashley, what do you think?
It looks absolutely amazing.
Good. That's what we want to hear. Happy clients, and I'm sure you're going to be happy when you do this yourself at home. So good luck guys, and I'll catch you on the next tutorial.